Hello, hello, hello. I'm letting all the people in. Maybe. Uh, Pardon me while the trucks go by. Can you hear that? All the sirens. Okay, good. Hello, hello. I'm Bonnie Sunshine. Welcome to Sunday Society Space Weather, where we give you all the information on how to be a human, an intuitive, a, a goblin for this space, this time, through astrology, through gene keys, through human design, through the cosmos and the alien nation. I don't know why they're coming in. Welcome to my co-hosts Io Ashmasako and Kirsty Harris, where we are forming a tribe. So we're so glad that you are here, whether you're live or watching on the recording. We need to change one more setting. Let's see, what do we want to say? So we have both a school and we have YouTube. So you can watch us live if you're a school member. You can watch on the recording in both school and on YouTube. One thing we always ask you is this is a time for yourselves. So if you can be fully present in whatever that means. And one of the other important aspects is to hydrate. So team hydration, I have some warmed lemon um, words, cream of tartar water, which is hydration. And what else wants to be said? So my legal name, I don't know why this is coming up, is Bonnie Davison. So when you join school, it requires you to put in your legal name, but I go by Bonnie Sunshine. And I am a human design 4/6 generator. So when my generator is on, my sunshine is like up and big and on. And one of the archetypes that I use for this particular channel is the archer. It means that I am able to point my feet and point the arrow of bringing in the truth and like the message for us through all of the threads that we have here and in abundance in our lives. So, one of the things that you'll get by coming, I'm getting spirit chills to our lives, is we tune into your frequency. We need to tune into your human designness and your questions, and we pull through the threads that are for you. I know I can hear Eo's subconscious telling me we do that for those who are watching the recording as well. You don't actually have to be here, but it definitely helps us because I think all three of us are to respond, right? Yeah, cool. All right. Do you want to use your voices?
Yeah. I'm a projector, so I'm not meant to respond. So it's you guys who are the responders. But yeah, hello everybody.
What's your authority? I can't remember.
Emotional authority, projector, three
Yeah,
six. Send help.
and help. You
Send
said
help.
3/6.
3 6, yeah.
Okay, so we all have a number in common, which tends to be very, um, I'm a 4/6. You don't have,
I'm a 2-4.
yeah, you
So
and I,
Oh,
yeah, so you
you,
and I have a four
that's what
then.
I meant. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I meant. We all have
yeah.
a number in common.
Bonnie is a connector.
Yeah, I'm the connector. That
Cool.
happened in our last trine with you and I.
Amazing. Amazing. So I think today we're covering off quite big stuff, aren't we? Do you want to mention what that is, Bonnie, for the trailer of the episode?
Oh yeah, the trailer of the episode. So we're doing Human Design Gate 56, which is in the throat center. We are covering the new moon, which is today in Cancer. We are also in the time of Cancer, in like the date of today, whatever. My brain is not working yet. And then we're covering, is it the Uranus trine with Pluto? Is that the one? Yeah.
What we're calling this is the magic triangle. Like this is like I've been geeking out on it since last week, and I've been geeking out like I just want to talk at you for like 34 hours about how important and how big and how like we've got stuff that hasn't happened in like 2,500 years. We've got stuff that hasn't happened in like 600 years. We've got stuff that hasn't happened in 500 years. And it's all like culminating into a magical triangle. And I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out because it's so good. It's so freaking good. Hi, by the way, I'm Io Ash Masako. I am a geek. I'm totally a geek, and I've been like making notes like all morning and drawing out pictures. If you want to see my madness, feel free to join school and come hang out there because my madness will be in there, and so will any cards that come up. So yeah. Hi, and I'm going to shut up now because I just want to start talking about it. Hi, autism.
Yes, that's one of the great things, whether you're joining us later, is that we do a summary, we do card readings, and we post those. So you get like the meat and how they fit in with this whole episode. There's no wrong way to do this. Kirsty, did you want to say more about your special gifts and talents?
Yeah. So I'm Kirsty. I don't know why we're so handsy today, everyone. I don't know. We're just voguing. So yeah, my name's Kirsty Harris. I am a shadow priestess and ritual guide. So I kind of deal with more of the unconscious mind, dealing with the things that are often unseen, but bringing them into the light. And I do that through working through mentorships or various schools that I do, or lots of different things. But basically, I do a lot of it grounded in ritual and in spell work as well. So something that I bring to Seme Society is that every week you have a spell to go and play with or try, which again, you can get in school. So if you're not in school, what you doing? What you doing? So we've got a great lineup for you today, guys. But is everybody ready for me to start with the new moon? Does that feel good? Okay, so we've got the new moon in Cancer. It landed in this morning, 22 degrees Cancer. Now, Cancer is the sign of the crab. So not only has it got its little pincers, it knows exactly when to retreat into its shell. And this is a bit about the new moon that feels a little bit different. So when we're thinking about Cancer, we're thinking about water, we're thinking about mother, we're thinking about the emotional realm. When we're thinking about water, it's always dealing with our emotions. And I'm going to say, it's not about what feeling am I feeling, it's what are all the feelings? Because this is really bringing up so much stuff. Normally on a new moon, we are looking at planting new seeds. We are looking at new beginnings of a cycle. However, yeah, we have all the feelings. Yeah, and Cancer is opposite all three of us because we're all Capricorn as well. So much Capricorn in the room. My goodness. But where the Mercury in retrograde in Cancer is still ongoing. So normally when the new moon is all about planting new seeds, the Mercury in retrograde is really about bringing up those old wounds, those ancestral wounds that need to be looked at and allowing our emotions to come up. So it might feel really hard to really get started on like something that's really loud and like fireworks and like, oh, I really want to put loads of momentum into this new moon. Cancer is not that energy. When we're in the Mercury retrograde, it's always a return, a resurface, or a revisit. Something from your past, something from your lineage can come up. And when we've got Cancer there, it's asking you to really nurture those wounds within you, to nurture what's coming up for you. And you may feel really called to take care of yourself right now. So with the intention for the new moon, I wouldn't be doing these big, flashy, like intentions. I would be kind of saying, like, don't launch the bloody things. Don't launch anything in Mercury retrograde unless you can help it anyway. We want to make sure that you're reading contracts. You want some big and flashy. Of course you do. Of course you do. But yeah, this is not the big and flashy month. This is the stuff that we want to be like preparing. Like you're preparing like a loving piece of art and you're pouring everything into it, ready to present to the world. You know, something about the crab is that it does know when to retreat into its shell and to rest and to also work on its inner world before giving its energy to everybody else. Okay, that's why I love my Cancerian friends, because they love to completely go inwards. And yeah, absolutely, Cancer does really link in with like the dream space as well, as same with water. So I'm like reading the comments and talking. It's really about allowing you to drop out of the head into the body and to be following your intuition with those things that you want to plant. You don't have to make yourself emotionally available for everybody as well. Like you are really designed to be tending to your own inner world right now. This is why the intentions that you're putting out there should be soft. They should be cared for. They should be more of a whisper than a firework. And sorry to people who want the fireworks. Is there anything else I want to say about that? I just think it's really a period of going gentle. And I do want to bring in that if you are also menstruating on the new moon, like this is also a really big sign of your body telling you to rest. Although it would feel like, oh, but I should really be pushing myself out there because if I'm menstruating on the new moon, no, because that means you're ovulating on the full moon. So the full moon means that you should be, ovulation on the full moon means you should rest. So if you're menstruating on the full moon, no, yeah, if you're menstruating on the full moon, that is all about being bold, shining your light because you're ovulating on the new moon. So just take that as well, just to see like where you are in your cycle and how you're feeling, because I think that's really important. I don't know why that just really needed to come out and be said. Um, so yeah, anything else I want to say? Okay, all right, yeah. The shadow aspect of this is focusing on, well, I should be doing this or I should be doing that. You're not supposed to force yourself into do anything right now. It's the big S word and it's surrender. And I fucking hate that word. I hate that word. So it is about surrendering and allowing things to just unfold naturally whilst holding yourself, nurturing yourself, and taking care of yourself. Somebody in the chat loves that word. Oh, you love that. I hate that word. Yeah, I hate that word. I hate that. I hate that. So yeah, there's a lot of like gold to take out of Mercury retrograde at the moment. There's so much being shown to you, which you get to choose, and that is your gift from Mercury retrograde. These things that are resurfacing are coming up because you're ending those karmic cycles, you're ending those behaviors, you're ending those patterns. And for the spell of the week, just to quickly drop in, the spell of the week is not anything super complicated. It literally is just making moon water. So you just grab your vessel, which can be a bottle or a jar, you cleanse it. You can cleanse it by using smoke or running it under some water. Then just put some fresh drinking water in there. You can put it outside or on the windowsill and just hold it and just, ask for this beautiful energy of the moon to heal you, to help with any emotional restoration, to have peace, and may every sip of it nourish your body and calm your mind so that you're safe to heal. This will all be dropped into school anyway, and then just bring it in, and then as you're drinking it, just be very like conscious that it's there and it's going to be washing away any heaviness and replacing it with calm. So yeah, it's very much like chill your tits type energy. So yeah, that's what that's the headline of the new moon in Cancer. I've done all of the talking at you, so Bonnie, you're so ready to come in.
I love it so much. So when you're talking about the menses and how it's like rest and slow the energy, this card came out and it looks like a pelvic bowl to me. Get creative. And this was from the Threads of Fate Shadow Edition. So I love that you do shadow work. This deck uses each of the elements, and for this one, it is fire. So, especially when I find that I am lower energy, fire is one of the elements that I don't have as much of in my chart. So, the Get Creative to me is talking about how do I use the energy that I do have to then create. So the creator came out. And this is an ether card. I don't know if you're getting anything from these, Kirsty, to like bring in more messages.
I just really love the flower on the first card because it was really like giving like yoni energy. Like it feels like the womb space opening. The womb space is your ancestral portal. Obviously, the sign of Cancer is water. And when you think about it, we all started in amniotic fluid, which is basically salt water. So it's kind of probably a really good chance to connect to water, whether you're creating the moon water, going to a river, going to the ocean. I think it'll just be a really good thing to help cleanse people or just be around it and just feel calmer.
Yes. And I read this wrong. This is actually a water card. So as soon as you said that, I
Oh,
was like, I bet this is water and I missed it.
ooh,
Um, yeah. So this is when it's not an ether card, the cards for this deck have three elements, and the elements are crow,
mm,
iris, which is
mm,
the flower you're seeing,
mm.
and
Sea bread.
orange calcite. So in case anybody needs to do more research on that, I'll put some stuff in the school
Mm.
later.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
beautiful cards. I love them. And the gold just make them so fancy. Because we
Oh,
fancy Capricorns. But yeah, no, I love it. And I just love like the openness of it. Because like it comes back to that word surrender, right? It's about being open and allowing things to like wash over us, not trying to grip it. Because you know when you try and grab water, you can't, you just get frustrated. So allow
mhm.
it to flow is what I want to say.
Yeah, and that's when I find I'm out of balance is when I'm leaning too far forward, trying
Mm,
to grasp. I'm out of my own life force energy. I'm over giving because I'm pouring myself out, or I'm trying to like scramble. I'm seeing
mm.
hungry, hungry hippo game of like da 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 da. Yeah, be in your own magic, be in your own frequency, sit in the calm of this time and the emotions, the water.
Yeah, I'm literally like the hungry hippo at the moment. So I love that I did this segment that completely like calls myself out. So you're welcome.
We tend to do that around here. I love that.
Yeah. Thanks,
Do you,
buddy.
do you feel complete?
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally. Thank
awesome.
you.
Okay. Let me put the
Let's get Io
okay.
on. She's chomping at the bit. She's ready.
Yes, we'll
Go,
bring
Io, go.
I'm trying to. There we go. Can you guys hear me? Okay. So what's wild is with that card that you pulled out, like that's like literally like the bridge into this magical triangle. Like it is straight up right into this magical triangle, Kirsty. Like and Bonnie. What was the second card? Because I totally missed that because I was too obsessed with the creative card.
it's the
Oh, the creator,
creator.
of course. Like, okay. Blah. So this triangle is literally called the talent triangle, right? So to give you some of like the talk at you back staff of this stuff, this is going to be July 15th and 18th. It's going to be the most active and potent for tomorrow and on the 18th of this week. It's also going to be running from July 2026, so this month, all the way up until May 2028. Mark your calendars. I'm going to give you some very specific dates because this is when we're sitting at the most strongest aspects during these time frames. And that's going to be July 18th and November 29th of 2026, June 15th of 2027, and January 13th and May 9th of 2028. So I'm gonna just kind of peek at my Cappy girls over here because that's real close to all three of our birthdays. Is that yeah? So just throwing it out there. I don't know what we've got going on January, around 2028, but we'll see.
We should all
There
be
is
together.
I know. Maybe that's the powers unite.
The
And
world might explode, but it'll be fine because we'll be together.
I like a good world exploding, and we're going in. This triangle is going to give us the option of the world exploding in the best, most beautiful, incredible way. I do want to mention and just throw this out there. There's going to be a lot of paradox and a lot of contradiction with what Kirsty just said. Okay. So this is the thing. Only listen and pick up the things that are pertinent to you. This is the reminder for that. The things that light you up, the things that you get like really geeky and excited about, those are the things that are meant for you. And I love having Kirsty in here. It's like it feels like we have finally have the third leg of the stool, and it feels so good. So that's just a reminder to you guys. Listen to the whole episode. Come hang out with us for those that are listening live. Write down what lights you up out of this, because there can be lots of contradictory messages in the world and out there. And the whole key is what is good for me? What is in my highest good? What is in my highest good? This triangle, y'all, this magical triangle is a global mass awakening. Like, actually, like, mass awakening. And for my little like sacred disruptor rebel, I get like my mouth gets juicy. Like, this is the juice that is coming through. This is the biggest portal like this that we've had in 2,500 years. During portals like this, we saw like this is like once in several lifetimes. We're talking like the start of Buddhism, the start of Taoism, the start of Confucianism, Greek philosophy. This is like big brain, giant restructuring, new ideas coming forth. It is called a minor grand trine, and don't let like the minor like throw you off. It's just because it's not like this. It's like this. It's a little fat short triangle. So we have got Neptune in Aries at 4 degrees, and this is going to be in the retrograde portion. So when we're looking like this is the top of the triangle, this is the vision that is happening. Aries, think of pioneer mystic, dreams, new self, right? And being really courageous with who you are and what you be. And then we've got Neptune, which is the mystic, collective unconsciousness. And one of the big things that just keeps coming through is this is oneness. Like, this is the oneness that we have all been looking for. So if you've been looking for like, well, not all of us, some of us aren't there yet, and that's okay too. But if you've been looking for oneness, if you've been looking for that community, if you've been looking for that collective in the external and in the internal, this is where it's going to come in. And because it's the retrograde, this is going to be, oh, man, I'm thinking about like people when we talk about like splinters or shadow selves or parts of ourself that haven't been integrated. This is oneness. This is like the culmination of you becoming all of you, and also the world becoming all of the world. Does that make sense? Am I putting that through? Okay. Okay, cool. Let's go. Oh, snap. Hang on to your knickers. Yeah. I wonder where that came from. So now we're going to pull into the other two major aspects, and these are the legs. These are the bottom parts of the triangle. So this is going to be Uranus in Gemini, 4 degrees, 29, the Great Awakener. This is breakthrough. This is that lightning aspect. And then in Gemini is all about like, how do we think? How do we learn? How do we connect with one another? History specifically for this one, like the last time we had Uranus in Gemini, we're looking at like the start of AI. There's going to be some channeled stuff coming in with AI in just a moment. History, TV is like transistors, computing. This was a really big time for technology. What's been coming in for AI? Let me just check in. Oh, I'm so excited. So a lot of the problems that we've been like me personally that I've been worried about with AI is like privacy, how it's treating the planet, like all this shit that's quote unquote wrong with AI. That all is going to start getting buttoned up in the next 2 years. It's going to become really clean. The privacy, the potential for the privacy, depending on which dimension you choose, and we'll go into that in a moment, this will help to get everything wrapped up cleanly, nicely. I mean, it's not going to be perfect with a bow because nothing is perfect with a bow exactly, but it's going to be cleaned up to the point that it's not quite as scary or concerning, right? There's been a lot of propaganda for AI, and there's been a lot of propaganda against AI. And what's coming in right now is be very cautious when you're choosing sides of any kind. Like through this whole period, really watch out for choosing sides. And this is an external aspect of this too. So if you're like, they're right and I'm wrong, or I'm right and they're wrong, watch your ass. Like really, really, really watch your ass with that, right? We want to be hanging out somewhere in that middle, right? Find that middle path is what I'm going to state here. Then we've got Pluto, which is going to be the other end of the leg. We've got Pluto. I want to ask you about that, Bonnie, because I don't understand what that necessarily means. So next we've got Pluto, which is the great like transformer. This is like hidden power. This is regeneration. This is going to be 4 degrees 29 again. And this is also going to be retrograde. So a reminder, this is going to be going inward. And we've got Aquarius, like age of Aquarius, massive consciousness, the whole collectus, whole collective, the collectus. That's where we're at, is in the collectus. And this is systems. This is networks, right? This is really like, this is what builds it. Because we're going to go through a whole teardown phase and then we get to rebuild it exactly in the image that we, our individual selves, want. And this is happening externally and internally at the same time. And it's so cool. The last time that Pluto was in Aquarius like this was the US and French revolutions. So now we're looking at the history, guys, right? Are you gonna like, let's start playing with pulling all these like threads together and weaving this all together, because we've got the US French Revolutionary, we've got history, transistors, information coming to you in a second, in like just a moment, right? That's the whole idea of AI. Then we've got like mysticism and collective unconscious coming into dreams of the new self and the new beginning. Okay, we've got both Neptune and Uranus going sextile with one another, which is like super favorable. We're talking revolution of the mystic. And then on the other side, we've got Neptune with Pluto, and that's going visionary meets transformer. This is the pull down to build. And then we've got Uranus and Pluto, and those are sitting at a trine, and that's like harmony and ease and grace and cooperation. Last time we had that one, we had Snowden and the surveillance. We had the Occupy movements going on, which I loved and thought were great. Big fan of the Occupy movements. Cough, cough. You know, if you want to do it again, not opposed. I wouldn't be opposed to doing it again either. Just saying. And then in the 1960s, this was the sexual revolution. And this is the rupture of the old world. So as I'm saying this, all of this, and I'm talking at you and giving you all of this crazy information and so much information, take a drink because I'm going to. Take a breath because I'm going to weave this all together for you guys, because this is where it's going to land. Like, this is it. Yeah, we are talking about hearing revolution. We are talking about the Aquarius game. We're talking about magic coming through. And these were all comments coming through in the chat. This is literally called the talent triangle. This is the moment in time that you get to choose. You get to choose between your potential and what you're going to create. This is going to give you the opportunity to give you great amounts of reserves and abilities. It opens your channels wide open. We have been leading up to this moment through all of Somé Society. We have been leading up to this moment through all of Somé Society. We have been asking you, what would you dream? What would you do if nothing was in your way? And this is the moment that you get to put it into place, guys. This is the moment that you get to choose you. Now, what's beautiful about this is not a forced change. So those of us that have really bad bratting tendencies, those of us that have really bad bratting tendencies, you're not getting pushed into anything. You're not getting pulled into anything. You have the autonomous and sovereign choice to choose something new for yourself, and you get to build it. The magic here, the shadow and the worry on this, the thing to watch out for is this trine is going to bring up, because the retrogrades are going to bring up all of the fears. It's going to bring up all of the anxiety. It's going to bring up all of the volatility, all of the shit that can get in your way to not do what you're supposed to be doing, what your purpose in life is. Okay. And if you have trouble with that, if you're like, fuck, I'm scared about going on tour, I am terrified, I have anxiety about writing this book, I am freaking out that nobody's going to watch me on my new big program that I'm going to introduce, I'm terrified to say the bold thing or leave the person, right? That's what school is for. That is what these communities are for. So when you have those fears, come to community, come to us. That is what we are here for, you guys. We've got to support each other through this. This is not something you do on your own. This is not something you do on your own, not with how loud that Aquarius is right now. So come in, get help carrying the weight. Now, this trine only carries what you choose to actively build. So you can have a 1,000,000,001 incredible, amazing, fantastic, holy cow, knock your socks off dreams. But unless you put the work in, it ain't going to happen. It has to be choice through action, not through words. Interesting. One thing that they're warning for, so either somebody on this call, myself maybe, or somebody watching the replay, is there is a belief that if you share what you're going to do with others, you get that hit of dopamine before actually doing the thing. So the recommendation is to keep your stuff a little bit silent until it's ready to launch. That's a really important aspect of this right now. Now, if you're talking to your coach or if you're talking to your best friend, right, just watch the energetic vibe about that and be like, hey, am I doing this to get the dopamine hit, or am I doing this to work out the idea with somebody and to make it happen? So just start being aware of that. The big quote that's coming through really, really, really huge is if you want a new world, and I'm not just talking about this big global world, I'm not talking about the other dimensions and the other planets, although I am as well, the big portion of this, if you want a new world, if you yourself want a new world for you, if you want more money, if you want love, if you want a bustling career, if you want great kids, if you want a great relationship with your family, you have to be the one that builds it. This whole trine is about personal responsibility, taking ownership, and taking action. Breathe into that. I'm going to say it again. Taking ownership and taking action. What's up, Bonnie?
So the card Passions Ignited came through for all of that. And I don't know if the color's not coming through, but this is a purple card. So it's spiritual. And if your passions are ignited in this time, just like Io is talking about, you can make those steps forward. So what she was sharing is it's about choices. And what I said is, or because you were talking about they, like they. One of the choices is if you're saying they can have it all and I don't, that's a choice. So it is, what am I doing? Where are my passions? How can I be supported? How can I be carried forward through my own actions? That's where that was coming in.
Which is great because it's a one card. And
Yeah.
one is literally all about self. It is the new beginnings. What do you? She
I
got
also
more
have
cards. She got 3 cards, but that's a one card.
Yes,
the number
one card.
on it is
Yes.
is the one. Yes. So that is all about self. But look, I mean, look at her. Yo, she is in bliss. Look at that face. Like zoom up in that face. Like that. That is bliss, y'all. That is bliss. I can feel that bliss running through that card. And if you are looking for bliss, if you are looking for that contentment, that soul just, oh, I just feel so good. That right here This is what is available during this time right now. And guess what? You don't have to be rushed about it. You don't got to be in a hurry. We got these dates again: July 18th, November 29th of 2026, June 15th, 2027, January 13th, May 9th, 2028. You have got three, like, well, 2 solid years to play with this. Like, solid years to play with this, guys. Yeah, it does look like there's somebody dancing in the fire. Oh, I love that. Yeah. And Kirsty's got something coming in too. What's coming in, baby?
My turn. So I have pulled out Motherwort, and you can't really see it too clearly, but these are ocean waves. This is obviously like a yoni, and obviously, again, a very blissful picture here where she's just, yeah. Oh, she's zooming in. I have
Yeah,
no
why
control
is the
over the
card
zoom.
lighting up like that? What is happening? Oh my
I
God.
know. She's beautiful. But yeah, there's her yoni there. And yeah, she's Motherwort. And it's she zoom out. She is the card of the creatrix. And there's something here about like the divine feminine, and we've been talking about it a lot on the podcast about how the divine feminine is rising, and there's something really about sitting with your womb space. Or if you are male, you still have a cosmic womb. You still get to sit in that place of creativity, in love, in what your ancestors brought forward for you, and really feeling into, I want to just say, like, sitting in your power and knowing what that feels like. Like, get to sit with it and feel your own power, because there is something so incredibly beautiful when we own our own gifts and our own power. And that was just something that was coming through really strongly. But this card is just beautiful. And I think it really ties in the themes of the new moon into like what's going forward. And the new moon is probably when you're pulling the arrow back before you shoot forward, it's like take that rest before you shoot forward into whatever you're going to be building. So yeah, that's what I got.
I'm getting to is every time you say that is to watch the exhaustion field. I was just working with this with one of my clients the other day, and they kept saying every time that they did energy clearing, every time they did energy work, they would feel so exhausted. I feel so exhausted after I do this. And I was like, we need to change that story, right? Like, you guys have the ability. Anything that you say, oh, I get so blah, blah, blah after I do this, or I would never, blah, 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 blah. Those are all stories. Those are all things that have been conditioned into us. Most of those are not actually true, right? So find your truth first and foremost. Most of you that are watching this already know when something is true and you say something out loud and you know it to be true, you can feel it. You can either feel it in your body, you can feel it in your senses, you can feel it around you, like, oh, that's not true, or that is true. Most of you, they're saying, okay, pretty much everybody that's going to be watching this recap and all the people that are here live know when truth is coming through. And especially when you speak it out towards yourself. So if I say to myself, every time I do energy work, every time I do energy recall, every time I do a Soulmate Society, I get lit the heck up and I get boatloads of energy. Well, guess what gets to happen? Oh, that becomes my reality. And that's what this is all about. How do you make something become your reality? And they're telling me that this bridges into the next gate for human design. Does it, Bonnie?
Well, we were going to talk about Human Design Gate 62 again.
Oh, we were?
Well, you had said to mention it. So I will do both, but I'll drop it.
Okay. I thought Kirsty had already mentioned it lightly in her thing.
Did you?
No, that was in our capture. But just one little thing which I just put in the chat is that we're just about to go into Leo season as well. So that's really going to give us that massive boost in that trying to be like, be bold, be courageous, choose yourself. And it is the ultimate main character energy. So yeah, I feel like Leo is really going to give that boost. But yeah, I'll stop talking now.
No, I love that. I'm like, main character energy. What? Like, visibility. See, right? Okay, can I use you as a little example, Kirsty, and what just happened? Please.
Okay.
Little teaching moment. Tiny little
Okay.
teaching moment. So you notice what she just did there. Kirsty was showing up big, bold, bright, amazing. And then she was like, Oh, and now I'm going to mute myself. Right? That's the stuff we're talking about, is to be aware of those moments. Be aware of when that happens. If you want to be the main character, be the main character.
We only have 5 minutes left. That's why I was like, shut up, Kirsty.
And
But the
also,
main character don't give a shit.
and we can go over. I already said we're probably going to go over on this one. Like, fair warning, guys, we're probably going to go over. We always leave, like, Bonnie and I have done this before, and it's totally okay. We might go over 5-10 minutes, right? Like, that happens. So, yeah. Okay. Now I am going to shut up too.
Also, so we have talked about Human Design Gate 62 the last 2 weeks. So please go take a look at that. What I will say is it is still in activation. It is from the throat center, and the energy of that gate is I think or not. And this is all about the pause for recalibration. So the other human design aspect that we're talking about today, I have to look at my notes, is gate 56, which is also in the throat. So the voice of gate 56 is I believe or not. And this is also going to the ajna, which is the same as gate 62 towards gate 11. And this, so if you have gate 11, but not 56, you now have access to the full channel, which is the channel of curiosity. Gate 56 is a storyteller. It is the stimulation, and it begins on July 19th, which is Sunday. What do I want to say about this? I'm feeling the tuning into your back body. So take a breath, tune in, especially to those places that you behind the throat. So the upper shoulders to the ears. This is all the throat center energy. And breathe into that space. For those of us that either live at the front of our body, the center of our body, this is a reminder that you also have a back body, and you may get different information and messages from the back, from the center, or from the front. So when you breathe into your body, try adjusting and tuning in the energy to one of those three spaces. And for some of us, we tune into the whole of it. So there is no wrong way to do it, but notice if you're mostly living or being energetically in one or the other. The shadow of gate 56 is seeking stimulation for its own sake. And this goes to what you were saying about seeking outside of yourself and getting the dopamine hit before actually moving through the whole thing. The gift of this is you get the meaning through experience. So you notice how these messages that come through are complementing the other aspects of the astrology that we bring in. That is not by mistake. These are all in support of your whole system as a whole ass human. Take a breath with that one. Your wisdom is carried through the narrative of the energetics of what is around you, what you say to yourself, whether it's internally or externally, and how you carry that forward in your own steps. So for me as a generator, as someone who has the least elements in fire, if I am not in motion or momentum, then I get stagnation. And so this gate, which I don't have, is a reminder for that. The voice of it, remember, is I believe or not. Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe you can do it? Do you believe that you have the momentum, that you have the gifts, that you have something to share with this world? Now is the time to bring that fully in and through the body, using this trine, this magic, your passions ignited, bringing that back through to celebrate yourself and to be in that momentum. And that momentum does not have to look like anyone else's. It can look just like what you have, what you are, who you be. That's interesting. So one of my one of my gene keys is gate 10. And this is being. So when I am in my flow and in my most self, people see my beingness and they think of it like, wow, I want to have that. I want to be like that. And that is what each of you bring to this world. There's no one exactly like you or your design. So um, we see you, and your beingness feeds our beingness. Just looking at my notes here.
I don't have any cards, but I have stuff coming through.
Okay, cool. Let me add your spotlight.
Cool. Yeah. So what's coming through loudly is like the throat, like you talked about the throat, and they're just like bringing more into it. They're like, stop holding back, state what you desire, state your needs, state your truth, and don't cover it. Don't, what is the word for that? Don't like downplay yourself. Don't, if you need to say something boldly, say it boldly. If you need to yell something boldly. If you need to scream a desire, scream it. Like this is all like, it's all very like, and it's interesting. It's coming very much from the gut. It's not necessarily from the root, and it's not necessarily from the sacral. It's more from the gut, from the body sense. And it travels, like what I'm getting is it's traveling all the way up from the gut, all the way out. And it's like, it's kind of funny. It almost feels like I'm throwing up. I'm like, it's one of those, like when you're needing to say something and you just can't stop yourself. And it's just like, blah, blah, blah. I need to blah. Us autistic people are pretty familiar with this one. We're just like, I just need to tell you about this thing. Like,
Yeah.
But it needs to come from the gut, not from the head. Like as soon as I said that, I was like, there's some autistic ones for me that are like, oh, I need to tell you from here. But this, like, I'm like, I want to, like, my belly, I can't even really move my I'm like, all the way up from the belly and out the mouth. Like that's what's coming through. And let it just come up. Just let it. Just fucking let it.
I love that you're bringing that through the throat, because we are talking about all of these throat energies activated. And for me, I'm so connected to trees. So I'm actually feeling like a tree stump, like pull the tree stump out of where it's been stuck. And now you're laughing because I knew this message was going to be for you as well.
No, I thought you said cheese. I got very excited. I was like, how does cheese play into this?
I'm a cheese person. I'm a cheese person too.
I'm like, I'm on detox. Yes, tell me about cheese.
Yes. Honestly, whatever word you hear is the word that's for you. So cheese, trees, there are roots, there are things that it's connected to, just like Eva was saying, pulling it up from the gut. There, the the things that we become aware of, there is often a thread to another part of the body that we need to extract and connect that to. So one of the things I will mention is that I I often didn't feel awareness to my own body, and that I didn't feel like there was a connection to all aspects. So when I've done this work and I've even gone to physical therapy, I was like, oh, I can only feel this thing that's constricted. And what I was able to do is connect that constriction to the part of my body that was wanting a voice or to share the next piece. So that is the invitation for you as you're stepping through and walking in this. Where is that piece connected to in your body, and what voice does it have?
And again, with the trine and with the human design coming through, like this is like, and the new moon, like the channel is open, guys. You want to experience what it's like to be like a professional channel? Y'all gonna be, all y'all gonna be in this space. Like like this is how I live all day, every day. I'm just like, bah, it's just coming out. Ah. Like you guys get to have this during these periods, and you don't have to do a bunch of training and 10 plus years and fucking crazy amounts of shadow work to get there. Like you get to be here, right now, and get to experience this and get to try on the hat. How fucking cool is that?
Mm.
And
So
then
the
you get to
best part,
decide. Yeah. Sorry, I was
yeah.
gonna say you get to decide if you want to keep going with it. What's the
So
best part, Bonnie?
the wheel of life, wheel of the year, the wheel of energy is always moving. And the best part of this for some of you is that the wheel is coming to a close at the end of this week. So July 23rd is that Mercury stations back direct, ending the retrograde cycle. And as I mentioned before, I was born under retrograde, so this time usually doesn't affect me. I actually feel more energy under retrograde. But for those of you that are experiencing the crunch, we're almost out of its time.
Or you could just choose to be out of it. That could be an old story. I used to say that. I used to be like, Mercury Gatorades mess me up. I hate them. Right. I used to say that all the time. And then I was like, I love a good like Mercury rate Gatorade. I love a good retrograde because it's a lot of like internal work that gets to come out and be free. So you could just change your story if you want. This is the time to change stories and to become your own storyteller for your highest good, for the highest good of the collective. All right. Are we at time? Do we all feel complete? It feels like a
Yeah,
wrapping it up. Yeah. Anything you
yeah.
guys want to share? Kirsty, you want to say anything before we start to? I want to close the door if possible.
No, I think we're good. Let's go.
Awesome.
I got one more thing with this 856, and this specifically because you mentioned storyteller again. So as we're looking through our cards, we're telling stories. And this is the time for you to practice that storytelling. It's not from a place of lies, but that place of intuition and reading the energy, reading the frequency, and getting the messages through that are both for you and others in your life. The end, period.
The end, period. I know, because then we just want to play off of each other and play off of each other. The end, period. If I really need to say it, I'll say it in school. Come hang out there. So I personally I thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here live. Thank you for hanging out and watching the replay. Thank you for joining us live and then staying for after hours. Today, you guys are going to get to meet my kids if you want to, and my kids, if my kids want to meet you too. Like, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting three wildly weird, witchy women that just really love doing this. Like, we don't get paid for this. Nothing's happening with this. We just genuinely love to do this. And thank you. Thank you for supporting and thank you for hanging out. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, share this with somebody. Come join us in school. Help us build this community of support and ownership where everybody and everything is welcome. All of the emotions, top and bottom, everything. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I love you guys. And we will see you next week for part 3, a billion of space weather, infinity. Bye.